Hi, friends. Here's another question from a viewer. Well, hypothetically speaking, I didn't get a question from a viewer, so I'm just making one up. You see the email on the bottom of the screen there. If you want to send in a question, go ahead and send it in there. Until then, I'll just make up questions. We did receive some questions from viewers, and we'll get to them, but this one's a made-up one. So, a question about people start making a comic, and then suddenly realize it's a lot more difficult than they first expected. This does come up. So, what are some of the hurdles that new comic makers will have to overcome, and maybe some ideas on how to stay the course? First thing is that making a comic book takes a long time. It's one of those things that you have the idea, and coming up with the idea sometimes can happen very fast. Writing down the idea can be very fast. You can do that, in an hour, possibly, or in a day. But when it comes to drawing, there's a lot more different skills involved, especially because your story is going to involve drawing different things. So it's difficult enough to be good at drawing people, but then you have to be good at drawing trees, you have to be good at drawing cars, at drawing buildings. So you have to have the whole suite of skills in order to be able to draw well. So first hurdle is how long it takes. So you need to train yourself to get that sense of reward, not from a result, but from a process. So you pick a time and you pick a schedule and you stick to that schedule. For me, it was drawing every day in the morning, minimum 30 minutes. Now I'm drawing more, but it was always minimum 30 minutes for me. You'll have to pick your own target. And then once you've successfully drawn your 30 minutes that day, you take a second to be excited about it and be grateful for it and be proud of it. You don't want to delay your sense of accomplishment when you're finished the whole book, because that'll take too long and you'll probably get discouraged. This way, you're training yourself to enjoy the struggle day by day when you get a sense of accomplishment and reward when you stick to the process. And that's going to become a lifelong thing. So you become a person who enjoys the process of making your art rather than the end result of making your art. Now, when you start, you're not going to be good. The first step to being good is being bad. That's like anything. Learning a language, learning a sport, everything. The first time you started learning to read, you didn't even know all the letters. You were not very good at reading. But you wouldn't discourage a child from making the effort. No, you encourage the child with every letter that they learn, and you want to treat yourself the same way. So what you want to do is the first step to making good comics is you want to set yourself out day to day working on making a bad comic, right? So the end result you want is not a good comic. The end result you want is a finished comic. So there's this saying, don't let perfection be the enemy of good. So if you can finish your comic, that will be good. Don't aim for perfection and then get discouraged and end up not finishing. Okay? So that's what you want to do. So those are the biggest hurdles that I've found. Don't get too lost in the technical stuff, 3-act structure and anatomy and all that. It's that comes later. That's more advanced stuff. If you're just starting, what you want to do is kind of attack this with a childlike wonder and enthusiasm and excitement, and don't care about doing it well. Just do it. So that would be my advice to people making a comic for the first time. Just find that sense of wonder again, and just stick to it every day, and just have a goal of finishing the comic. Don't make a good comic. Finish a comic. That's what you want to do. And then once you have your finished comic, you'll have a bad comic that you can then go improve upon. You'll know what you need to work on next in order to make that bad comic a little bit better next time. So those are my thoughts on that. Good luck. See you in the next one. God bless.